water use for River Oaks is about 0.64 MGD, million gallons per day. So based on that cost, you'd be looking at an annual cost if you were only purchasing from Fort Worth, not producing anything else, of about $700,000 per year.
Oh, okay, so that's truly, that's a alternative to what we're currently.
Yes, that's correct.
Currently, right now, my fear is, once we're hooked up there. Yeah. We're up.
Right, right, it's based on current rates, and it's your only source of water if you went Fort Worth full all the way.
I mean, they have a lot of customers sitting.
Right, yes, they
It's
do.
not like we'd be a small drop in the.
That's correct. But as this winter storm taught us, their water was not available during that time.
But they treat customer cities the same as their own residents in situations like we experience?
I do not know the answer to that. That's a good question.
Morgan, what is your feeling on that? Did they treat us the same as they treated their residents?
I believe they did. We had constant contact with them through the dispatch office. They actually are, through the wholesale, I sit on the wholesale team board, and that's a group of all the cities together, and from that meeting, they have updated a lot from the winter storm, and they're gonna actually have a representative in that dispatch office that will strictly deal with the wholesale cities, because there was just way too many calls coming in. They managed through it, and I believe, John Paul, you didn't have any major problems, I believe, a couple times.
You know, so they're very comprehensive about the way that they communicate with us and meeting the demands pretty close to what we need.
They've never not answered a call or got back with them. And they take them time, but they stick with it. The only other thought right here in this, as you're looking at that annual cost currently right now, as we operate, I think we budgeted this year around $270,000 to purchase water, so that would, if we go over, that would be.
But that's not a true comparison, right? Because that's raw water, and we've got to take all the chemicals.
No, the 270 is just what we purchased from Fort Worth. That's what's in the budget. And we still have the other that we purchased raw water.
We'll have a slide later on that compares plant operating costs with purchasing water.
Okay.
Any more questions on this slide? Third option is to construct a new water treatment plant. We recommend a membrane rack, ceramic membranes. Ceramic membranes are able to produce a pretty good amount of flow for a small footprint, and since area is limited, that's what we decided. And so the raw water intake would be in the same location. We need new raw water pumps. The new plant is actually located, we recommend, at the top of the hill where the current treatment plant is. And so from the raw water pumps, we'd be going through strainers to get some of the bigger particulate out from the lake, and then to ceramic membrane racks. After the racks, it's very high, after the membrane filtration, it's very high quality water. We'd be adding disinfectant and going into two existing ground storage tanks that would be repurposed as a clear well for this application. As you can see on this slide, the backwash waste does go to the solids contact clarifier, which is existing, and that's just a way of recycling more flows to the heavier plant, recovering some of what otherwise would be wasted to the lagoons. Any questions on this?
So you're basically eliminating everything but
Yes.
storage tank.
Yes, storage tanks and solid contact clarifiers. It's almost a greenfield.
Stuff we've already replaced.
Right. And so here's a conceptual layout. There's a ceramic membrane building. The ceramic membranes are the type of membranes. The building would be a prefab metal building. And there's the chemical storage area and high surface pump station. For reference, you can see the solids contact clarifier there at the bottom. That's the existing treatment plant. So we'd just be at the top of the hill.
Controller operator usage of this newer field.
complicated, easier on somebody to run it? Say,
I think ease of operation, once you're familiar with it, would probably be easier. David and Josh, would you agree with that?
So probably wouldn't reduce manpower, but it changes because it's all automatic. It has a lot of actuated valves and online instruments. And your operators, instead of taking samples and testing water quality parameters, they're really just maintaining instruments and calibrating instruments and maintaining valves and actuators and those sorts of things. It's moving up to more high-tech. Instead of running a clarifier and a gravity media filter, water goes through this. You never see it. And it is a barrier, and that's why it's popular. Membranes, Fort Worth put them in their new water plant at the Westside plant, because they're a barrier to Giardia and Cryptosporidium and even some viruses, and they're tested for their integrity every day automatically. And so there's a lot of confidence with the high-quality water that comes out of it. And so still you have chemical systems, still you have pumps, still you have the backwash water, still you have your raw water delivery system, still have all that. You still have to treat for manganese by adding the right chemicals. So there's some similarities, but the operators are going to be doing a little bit different tasks with the membrane plant.
So we put together an opinion of probable construction costs for this option as well, and so construction and engineering and construction administration, it's about $12.6 million.
Is that incremental cost from, or is that total cost?
Total cost for this for a new treatment plant.
turnkey?
Yes.
Second question, we would have to be on Fort Worth water while that's running.
You could operate the current plant while this is under construction. But that does bring me, we'll cover this on the next few slides. There is potential for, when you're making improvements on the current plant in option one, if you chose that option, that you would be needing to purchase Fort Worth water for.
Well, I'm just worried about, they're gonna be changing a pipe, we'll be working on something.
Right.
You can't let those two cross.
At some point, you're going to speak to the efficiency between the two.
We don't cover that. Option three would be a very, very high quality finished water. But with the improvements we're proposing for option one would also be high quality, and maybe this option three would probably be a higher quality water. So the last part of the evaluation was a conceptual operation and maintenance capital cost analysis. And so from this table, you can see that the option two, purchasing water from Fort Worth, is the lowest conceptual O&M cost at $707,000, and the lowest 20-year life cycle cost. So that's 20 years of operation plus the capital cost for each option. The lowest option, while still maintaining a treatment plant and River Oaks having the ability to produce their own drinking water, is option one, alternative one, with the existing plant with chlorine gas. And as you can see on option one, we did include the cost for 1 year to purchase water from Fort Worth while your current plant is under construction.
Out of that cost with Fort Worth, they didn't include any buy-in to the system?
It does include, it's based on the current rates, it does include, it includes current regional water rights, it includes an average day and max day fees. So should be an accurate annual cost.
So based off all our water usage, you took our water usage and
Yes.
compared that, because they have different levels of.
Right, yes, sir, yeah.